So, the final volume of My Hero Academia is finally released in Japan, and a lot of information has come out because of it. And while we don't have enough for an entire video because the volume extras haven't come out yet, that does not mean that there isn't a lot of news that has come out. For example, the end of the worldwide popularity poll and the results have been finalized. As well as we get some confirmation that Horikoshi is working on his next manga. As well as potentially the reveal that the final chapter of My Hero Academia may not actually be canon. All of that news and more I'm going to be covering in this video, so let's dive right into it. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy Manga Andrew, and I'm here to do a video talking about the news that has been released recently. And there's a lot that I really want to go over in this video, and I'll try to condense it as much as possible, but there's still so much that we need to talk about. For instance, let's just be happy and celebrate that My Hero Academia's Volume 42, the final volume of My Hero Academia, has officially been released on December 3rd. And there was a lot of discourse that came about when it came to this volume, especially when it comes to the new chapter that has come out that is actually going to be in the volume release. And many people on Twitter especially thought that the leaks were considered to be false, AI generated, and of the sort, but in actuality, from what we get from today, no, all of what we knew for the most part is confirmed to be in the final volume of My Hero Academia. Even to the point where something that I will cover from the volume extras is that we get some notes from Horikoshi that pretty much explains his thought process for what he thinks the ending of My Hero Academia is. And I'll just put it on the screen for right now so that you can read it yourself. But the gist of this note is that he's very excited and very happy that people was able to support him this entire time when it comes to reading the manga of My Hero Academia. And how he believes that the final chapter of quote My Hero Academia actually ended at chapter 429, and that 430, and most likely to an extension 431, is just additional content. And most likely the reasoning why he says that the story ends at 429 is that that's the final proper chapter where we see the students in My quote-unquote Hero Academia, where they're actually in school. Because everything from there onward is them having graduated from UA, as well as actively being heroes and living a life outside of the main story. Which ties into what we get in the last tidbit of this information is that when it came to the extra chapter, chapter 431, it's kind of like a peek behind the scenes or a peek behind the curtains when the actual video isn't rolling. Pretty much it's a peek at the lives of the heroes and the characters when they aren't being focused on when it came to the main overarching story of My Hero Academia, which you can see from what we're getting with 431 more, where we're not focusing on the bigger story of My Hero Academia as a whole, but focusing more specifically on the characters of Deku and Araka and their blossoming relationship. And for the people who say that this is not canon, one, they do not understand what canon is, especially when it comes to the respective or perspective of Japanese audience, which is that everything is considered canon from the perspective of it's being written by Horikoshi or the mangaka, which means that pretty much anything that he writes or anything that he puts his blessing on is considered canon to the world of My Hero Academia, which includes team-up missions, vigilantes, and even the movies. Because from my understanding, Japan doesn't have this distinction between what is considered not canon and what is considered canon. If it's a part of the main core of the story or the main franchise, it is considered canon in Japanese audience. And the second thing that I want to bring up is that it's literally put in the actual volume itself. And because it's in an official volume of My Hero Academia, it is canon. So yes, Horikoshi most definitely did write and draw this chapter, which is an argument that people said because it looks slightly different from his normal artwork, but that's mainly because he had a lot more time to work on this. And also, he's had assistants that have worked on and drawn, for the most part, a lot of the story and the backgrounds in the manga for a very long time. So yeah, if you have any people that are complaining about the ending of My Hero Academia, especially on Twitter, most likely they're just mad that Bakugo and the Deku ship is very much dead in the water. But speaking of things that are dead in the water, we have the worldwide best hero popularity poll that I want to go over. In this popularity poll, we finally get the final results for who won the top spots in the global contest, as well as in specific regions. And while I won't go into every specific region, I will go into Japan as well as America when it comes to the top 10. So, future Andrew here. I decided not to go over the Japanese and American popularity poll sections, mainly because this video was already long enough and that would just be longer. But relatively speaking, there is not that big of a difference between the top 10 when it comes to Japan and America versus the global poll. So for the most part, if you want to see it specifically, I'll leave a link to the actual page in the video so you can go and see for yourself. But with that, let's cut back to what I was doing beforehand. As well as just going over the top 100 characters worldwide when it comes to their popularity. And with that, let's get started because there is a lot. So at 100, we have Rei Todoroki. At number 99, we have the guy from chapter 1 with the stars on his head. Number 98 is Mandalay. Number 97 is Sansan Tawagawa. Number 96 is Ingenium Tensei Ida. Number 95 is Mudman Juzo Hananuki. Number 94 is Burnin Mo Kamaji. We have number 93, Vanta Black Shishihai Kuroiro. We have 92, Pino. Let's get this. I'm slight tangent. The bird from one of the movies got into the top 100, but Bruce, one of the users of One for All, is only 104, as well as Melissa Shield at 106, and Mera at 108, and Ragdoll at 107. And this is globally. People voted for the bird. 91 is Ryuko Tatsuma. 90 is Haruka Sunsun. They must be trolling at this point. Number 89, Snipe. Number 88, Kamui Woods. Number 87, Vine. Oh, that's cute. They're right next to each other. Number 86, Skeptic. Number 85, Lizardly. Number 84, Mitsuki Bakugo. Number 83, Miss Joke. Number 82, Gran Torino. Number 81, Cementos. Number 80, Sugarman Ricardo Sato. Number 79, Natsuo Todoroki. Number 78, Getten. Number 77, Naomasa Tsukuchi. Number 76, Real Steel. Tetsu 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 Tetsu. Number 75, Iluso Kami. Number 74, Spiral, Sin Kayabara. Number 73, Shimage Kinoko Komori. Number 72, Grand, Yo Shindo. Number 71, Inko Midoriya. Number 70, Rule, Yui Korai. Number 69, it's Smoke Eater in Tayutai. Also, I'm probably going to read some of the hero names and some of the regular names. There are 100 people on this list. I'm going to try to get to it as fast as possible. We have number 68, Shishikuros, Seiji Shishikura. Number 67, Nezu. Number 66, Fuyumi Todoroki. Number 65, Mon. Okay, see, that makes more sense. The dog being this high, that makes more sense. Number 64, Nana Shimura. Number 63, Gale Force, Inasa Yorashi. Number 62, Kota Izumi. Number 61, 13, Ana Kurese. Number 60, Anima Koji Koda. And yes, all of Class 1A made it into the top 100, I think. Number 59, La Brava Mimawa Abare. Number 58, Battlefish Kendo. Number 57, Gang Orca Kugo Sakamata. Spinner is at 56. Number 55, Ordinary Woman. We still didn't get a name for her. Number 54, Star and Stripe Kathleen Bates. Number 53, Mount Lady. Number 52, Stain. Number 51, Midnight Rest in Peace. Number 50, Kudo. And number 49, Yoichi Shigaraki. I love that they're right next to each other. Number 48, Sir Night-Eye. Number 47, Kurogiri, or Oboro Shirokumo. Number 46, Chroniostasis. Number 45, Mei Hatsume. And number 44, Gentle Criminal. Number 43, Grape Juice, Mineta Minora. Number 42, Invisible Girl, Toru Hagakure. Number 41, Eri, yay. Number 40, Fat Gum. Number 39, Edshot. Number 38, All for One. Number 37, Mr. Compress. Number 36, Kai Chisake Overhaul. Number 35, Tailman, Ojiro. He's a lot higher than I thought he would, but not as high as number 34, the Skycrawler, Koichi Hinawari. With number 33, Pinky, Mina Ashido. And now we're getting into the more recognizable characters in My Hero Academia with number 32, Lady Nagant, and number 31, Twice, Jin Bubagawara. Also, I'm noting that a lot of these characters are very inconsistent because we do know the characters' names, but they're not listed here, such as Best Jeanist at number 30, Nejire as Nejire Hado for number 29, 28, Tentacle, Mezzo Shoji, 27, Can't Stop Twinkling, Yuga Aoyama, number 26, Furapi, Suyu Asui, number 25, Present Mike, number 24, Cellophane, Hanta Sero. He has made it, but he was so close to being in the top 20. Rumi Usagiyama, Mirko at number 23, Creati Momoyarozu at number 22, and Lemillion Muriel Togata at number 21. Now we've reached the top 20, and these are the top 20 most popular characters in My Hero Academia around the world, and we're about to crown the world's best hero very soon. Spoilers, you probably already know who it is. But with number 20, we have Earphone Jack, Kyoka Chiro. 19, Tsukuyomi, Fumikage Tokoyami. 18, we have Ingenium, Tenya Ira. Number 17, surprisingly, Rody Soul. Yeah, everybody likes the man with the soul. He literally has on this thing twice with his little bird, Pino. But then we have number 16, Sun Eater, Tamaki Amajiki. We have number 15, Hitoshi Shinzo. Number 14, we have Charge Bolt, Denki Kaminari. Number 13, surprisingly enough, Himiko Toga. With number 12, All Might, Toshinori Yagi. And number 11, Uravity, Ochoko Uraraka. And now we're getting to the top 10, with number 10 being Phantom Thief, Neto Monoma, which surprisingly enough is the exact same place he's at in the popularity poll or Japan's Billboard chart in the final chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 431. So that's a fun coincidence. But going to number 9, we have Tomonori Shigaraki and Tenko Shimura. We have Dabi, Toya Todoroki at number 8. Hawks, Keigo Takami at number 7, with Endeavor, Inji Todoroki at number 6. Then we have Red Riot, Ejiro Kirishima at number 5, with Eraserhead Shota Aizawa at number 4. And getting into the top 3, we have obviously the main 3 in the order that you would have predicted. Shoto Todoroki at number 3, Deku Izukumi Doria at number 2, and Katsuki Bakugo Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite at number 1. And yeah, that's the top 100 for the world's best hero popularity poll. And just as a little heads up, we also got the Plus Ultra stage, which, if you don't remember, is the stage where the top 3 will be voted on within a 24-hour period, and that the one who is crowned the best of the best will actually have a bronze statue in a exhibition for My Hero Academia art, and it's going to be between Deku, Shoto, as well as Bakugo. It was Bakugo. Bakugo won. The order did not change. Bakugo got the most votes. We all knew that Bakugo was going to win. However, apparently he's also going to get a movie made about him, so that's going to be very interesting. Whether or not it's going to be a movie as in a more traditional My Hero Academia movie, or it's going to be more of an animatic. We do not know for certain. All we know is that Bakugo is going to be getting a movie, so yay. And that's pretty much a lot of the news that I want to go over. There's one more thing that I want to point out, which is the reveal that Horikoshi has been working on ideas for his next manga series. And we get this information, weirdly enough, from an interview performed under Marvel, where they interviewed Horikoshi, or they talked with Horikoshi in celebration of the final volume of My Hero Academia being released, as well as we got some images of some artists who drew My Hero Academia characters in the form of Marvel style, as well as Horikoshi drawing Spider-Man, Deku, as well as All Might in his own style, and they look great. And by they, I mean Horikoshi'S. The one by Marvel, it's fine. However, they very much whitewashed Mirko in one of these images. So, yeah, it's not that great. But it's not the worst thing I've seen. Of all the characters in this image, funnily enough, Star and Stripe Kathleen Bates probably looks the best, but that's because Horikoshi drew her in American art style, so you know. But going into some of the informations, if you want to read the article yourself, you can. And pretty much to sum it up, they're celebrating that Horikoshi was able to celebrate My Hero Academia ending, that he's very happy that he's like a big fan of Marvel, it was a big blockbuster, and that he reveals like what he thought the ending of My Hero Academia was going to be when it comes to what it means to be a hero, which is someone who serves as a strong part of the community while helping out around the neighborhood, very much like Spider-Man. So basically the end of My Hero Academia is that, oh yeah, no, heroes is just being Spider-Man. So, you know, that's fun. That's to be expected. And like I said, they have an illustration of Horikoshi drawing Spider-Man and vice versa, other characters being drawn in his art style, specifically by Humberto Ramos as well as Edgar Delgado. And at least if I remember correctly, one of these is very much a Spider-Man artist or Spider-Man writer, so it makes sense for why they're there. And just to clarify, the people included in the piece include Mount Lady, Star and Stripe, Ochako Uraraka, Suyu Asawi, Momo Yarozu, Tokage Setsuna, Literally, and Mirko, as I said earlier. But the most interesting part about all of this is what we have quoted, which is that Horikoshi says how he feels lucky over the success of My Hero Academia, so that he knows that there's a lot of pressure around him for his next move. And this is revealed by Horikoshi, and that it's revealed that he's planning to start a new manga as soon as he possibly can, and that he was thinking of committing like himself to doing the drawings for the new project and letting someone else write the story, but his editor advised him that it would be better if he did it all himself. And that apparently with that in mind, he slowly started writing and drawing the thumbnails for his next new manga. However, there are still several events left surrounding My Hero Academia so far, so for a while, he says that he'll be committed to supporting and promoting it. So yeah, he pretty much confirms that he's working on a new series, and many people say that, oh, he should draw a manga series about horror, or maybe he should dabble a little bit more into the heroics like with My Hero Academia. Whatever he does, most likely it's going to be hero-based because of course it is, it's Horikoshi, he's a big fan. But I think I'm wanting to lean more towards the side of horror just by the fact of how amazing of an artist that he is. But I think I want to have him lean more into the horror aesthetic because of how great of an artist he is. And just seeing how he draws hands in certain images of the villains in this horrific state, I would love to see more of that, and he could probably do best in a horror scene. But whatever he draws, I'm going to be consuming it, maybe even making reviews of it whenever it comes out. But yeah, that's confirmation that we're potentially going to be getting more out of Horikoshi once he finishes up his obligations with My Hero Academia. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the news that I wanted to talk about that has been released recently over the past 24 hours. And let me ask you this, which news did you think was the most fascinating? Either the reveal of the #1 place in the popularity poll, or is it the confirmation that the final chapter of My Hero Academia is canon to the story? Or maybe it's just the simple fact that Horikoshi is working on a new manga series on his own. I'd like to know your thoughts, and you can leave them down in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more videos like this where I cover more My Hero Academia news. Do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye!